If you want to grow in your character, you want more patience, more kindness in your life, more peace, less anxiety, my question for you is, are you connected to the source? So John 15, the passage we've been studying, Jesus says, apart from me, you can do nothing, meaning that we can't produce these things in our lives on our own power. So what's the solution? He says to abide in him, and we will grow in these things. So what does it mean to abide then? What do I do? Well, 1 John tells us that to abide means to keep Jesus's commandments, which are really simple. Love God and love others. When we put our faith in Jesus, he gives us his Spirit, which, by the way, is an assurance that we're in him and he's in us. And then he begins to work these things out in our lives, and that becomes evident when we're in community with other people, loving others. Now, when you go back to Galatians 5 and you look at the fruits of the Spirit, the things that he produces in our lives, a lot of them are relational, meaning they sort of work out when you're with other people. I'm a super kind person when I'm by myself. I'm the kindest person. I'm patient when I'm by myself. But when other people get in the equation, that's when it gets hard, right? So I started by asking, how do I abide? What do I do? And I come full circle back to the fact that, man, I don't necessarily try to do these things to grow. It's something that the Holy Spirit produces in me when I love God and love others. If there's ever an example or an analogy of being connected to the source, it's out here in the redwoods. I'm looking at these epic trees that are all rooted in the soil, connected to the source, but they're also connected to each other by this intricate root system. Some of them, being rooted, are still growing. They're still getting bigger. And others have been uprooted from the soil, and no matter what they do, they will never grow. So my question for you is, what do you feel today? Do you feel like, man, I want to grow in these things? I feel far from the Lord. I feel far from where I want to be. My challenge is, go back and take some time to first spend time just reflecting on God, loving God, and then find somebody else to love. Go love other people. And just doing those two things, you will be amazed at how the Holy Spirit begins to produce in you the very traits that you want to grow in. So God bless you guys. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.